Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Homeseek. It is a post-apocalyptic colony builder, and I've heard it's pretty hard, so I'm kind of interested to see how that goes and probably get crushed by it. But also, before we go too far into this, thank you to Traptics and the Iterative Collective for sponsoring this video. Also, before we dive in, I should mention that the Homeseek demo is going to be available as part of the Steam Next Fest. I believe it's actually available now, seeing as I was able to download it before they even gave me a key. So if you guys want to dive in on this at really any point in watching this video, just follow the link in the description below. You can try it yourselves, and it should be out on July 20th. So in just over a month. So, Part 1, Story, Chapters Unlocked 2 out of 5. Born, bred, and educated in the underground bunkers, we emerged to stake our claim on the sparsely inhabited surface. What awaits us is a wasteland ravaged by drought and scarred by ancient wars. It may not be as devoid of life as we had imagined, but it does not make it any less perilous. And even where the barren land meets the sea, the undrinkable water only taunts us more. Play the story. Oh, what do we have? Oh, play the entire campaign in one go, transferring all progress. Citizens, text, laws from one chapter to the next. That's interesting, versus one at a time. It doesn't really matter at this moment, since I'm not going to be getting to chapter 2, but I like the fact that you can either do segmented or sectional. Let's see. The barrenness of the potential camp is almost enough to make us return to the bunker with our tails between our legs. But there are 2 shallow wells, and further investigation turns up some scraggly berry bushes and piles of scrap. It was exposed the elements, but as the basics for us to make a go of it. I'm a huge sucker for colony builders. I keep trying them, especially the post-apocalyptic ones, because I don't know, there's just something about, like, rebuilding the world that just appeals to me deeply. Looks like this might be a bit of... no, never mind.
Today is June 6, 2101. I'm afraid that this may be one of the last of my writings. The water's finally run out down here, just like it did in the old world all those years ago. The others are finally prepping to leave, to emerge back into the world. Because now they must go, perish from thirst. I was just a child when the rivers ran dry and the bombs began to fall. And now I've lived an entire lifetime in the darkness of this place. I barely even remember the world of my childhood. The world underneath the bright sun and blue sky. My skin is pale, my muscles are weak. I'd only be a burden to them in the harsh journey ahead. They're still young and adaptable. I know firsthand of their strength and resilience. If there's water to be found up there, they'll be the ones to find it. If there's anything to salvage from the ruins, they'll be the ones to do so. They know nothing of the society of the old world, but they are the ones who might have a chance to rebuild civilization.
I like the story elements to this. From my perspective, one issue I do have with a lot of colony builders is they tend to feel kind of unfocused. And so making it a much more like kind of linear structured story experience makes a lot more sense to me. And I guess it hurts replayability potentially. Maybe not, since they had the endless mode. But this way they can actually have like a focused narrative for people like me. Oh. I think I actually have to press continue. I think it was just going to keep going for a while. Alright, new beginning. With our few possessions finally unpacked, it's time to get started procuring the necessities of survival. Securing Securing food, everybody fights immediately. Food, water, and shelter are our first priorities, and doing so won't be easy. But our spirits are fresh, and we're all ready to pitch in. Lifeblood quest will commence. Build the water extractor, water storage, connect them. Food storage near a berry bush, connect with it. Reward extra morale. Alright, so what do we have? Can I pause? Yes, water extractor. Well, that's easy enough. Let's see what else we have. Storage and distribution, water storage. Honestly, I might as well just kind of jam it next to it. Oh, the only immediate problem is staying on the grid. The 4x4 next to a 3x3, and that bugs me. Alright, so where are the berries? Looks like we have 2 berry bushes. which is slightly less than ideal. If I put it right here, I could, or we could, no. I'm going to put it right here, even if we have to walk a little longer. My goal is to keep it kind of tight. I realize that, like, there's actually a fair bit here. Can we get another water extractor? Oh, we don't have nearly enough scrap. Okay, here are my people. We can also go way fast. Maybe 3 times as fast is a little iffy. Our community is desperate for a new source of drinking water. We need to build a contraption that allows us to access the water at the bottom of our makeshift wells. To make matters worse, our prepackaged rations are gone. We'll have to risk consuming whatever we can forage. Okay, so let's try this. Forage. Oh, I see. Assign workers. There we go. Unfortunately, unpausing has some limitations. Okay, water storage. Connect there. Water output. Perfect. Now, it looks like it's irradiated water, which is not great. But I think we have water now. And we need to have people working on that. How many people do I have? 10 people have jobs. 5 people are just working. I'm just going to set the remaining 5 working on that. Let's speed this up for a little while, because we need to get some supplies before I do anything. Let's wait until we have a little bit more. Okay, so nothing on the water extraction side. Had to connect it. Okay, store away water within 24 hours. Okay, we must secure enough resources for everyone. Add workers on the water extractor, connected berry bush in order to do so. Keep in mind each citizen needs 50 food and water every day. You also need more scrap, so make sure you assign some workers in the scrap pile too. Way ahead of you. Let's just go back up to this. So it wants me to get up to 750 on everything within 24 hours. And that's doable. Oh, and there's a time limit on this one, so that's a bit of a worry. Not a huge one, but still. Strangelanders arrive. A group of strange wastelanders arrive on our doorstep, apparently desiring to join our community. They speak in a weird accent. We don't recognize them from our time in the bunker. They must have somehow survived on the surface all these past years. They brought a small offering of food and water in an attempt to convince us of their good intention. I can't well turn them away. The prejudiced among us protest, but they're overruled. So we get 9 people and a lot of supplies. With the influx of many new citizens, our first priority has become finding a place for the new arrivals to house themselves. Everyone in our community could do with a place to rest, for that matter. If we don't remedy the problem soon, the exhaustion of our work will start to eat away at us. Okay, so we've got daily needs done. Let's pause for a little while. Storage, no. Housing. House. Complete summary holds 8. I've got 24, so we need 3 houses. I'm going to put my houses over here. Starting on this corner. I just don't think we're going to be doing anything out here. And so let's tuck this away a little bit. It feels like the speed difference between regular speed and then double speed is a little starker. Okay, so in that case, let's connect second berry bush. We don't have many workers on it, but we should make sure we get enough. Okay, let's do the same. Nope, we don't have quite enough scrap at the moment. As soon as I hit 300 scrap, then I'll build another water extractor, because I think we're going to need more. With the influx of many new citizens, our first priority has become finding a place for the new arrivals to house themselves. Everyone in the community could do with a place to rest, for that matter. We don't remedy the problem soon. Okay, yeah, we already got that, sorry. Okay, oh, and here's average happiness. Oh, well, people are freaking just having a good day. 180 per hour. Oh, and we will run out. Empty after 52 working hours. That's an issue. Okay, need medical care. What else do we have? Expedition Center, Research Center. I guess we might as well take every spare person and put them on scrap harvesting. Currently can't do anything about it, but I think we're going to need that research center. I'm sure the quest might tell me otherwise, but I think the sooner we get that, the better. Okay, pour water and then just clean water. So let me take a look at this. So our production is good. Our consumption is fine. And our production is great on this end. We're actually producing too much. So in that case, why don't we take like a couple people off? I'll keep one on just to get a small surplus. But right now I think we need scrap. We have to wait for my people to come back. Let's see, what else do we have around here? A lot of scrap. Maybe there's some kind of like moisture vaporator thing that I can do. Health concerns. The poisons of the old world saturate our food and water, making the simple act of eating and drinking exact a toll on our health. It's certainly no coincidence that an epidemic of indeterminate sickness has surged throughout our community since we began foraging for our food, instead of relying on the bunker's sterile, prepackaged rations. We need to find a way to combat these health concerns. Okay, so... Yep. I see. We just didn't store enough water, I believe. We need the scrap first, though. Let's see. Research center. Oh, we almost have enough. Ah. Okay, so let's get that research center. It's very large. I can't actually put it there. I guess I'll just put it over here for the time being. Let's take those people out, because we need that research center. Hopefully this will give me enough scrap that I can just build it outright. Start researching. I guess we'll have to put it on max. So what are we... Nope, those are our characters. Progress and growth. Research tree. Here we go. Water extractor. So it looks like we can also get... let's see, what is this one? Permanently increases the maximum number of workers. Input for the extractor. And scrap cost. No active research. Oh, I see. We have multiple tabs here. Water storage, food storage, quality of life, medical center. 50 hours remain. Ouch. Okay, so I think I'm going to nix 2 people on that. Put them back in here. We're not going to need that scrap soon. Oh, 50 hours, but split between the characters. So if I have 10 of them... If I have 10 of them, it's going to go over in 10. But if I only have 1, okay. 1 drop at a time. Seems our common knowledge in our community is that the water we can extract from our wells is filthy and contaminated with toxins. While most of us can keep the murky water down, others are prone to vomiting after just a few sips. We'd all benefit from access to a small supply of slightly cleaner water. Expedition Center. Well, do I want to put it here? I guess, quick question before I do. Can I fit some more houses in here? Yeah, so this might just be a housing row. Find another spot for the Let's close out of that. Make sure we're actually putting the right thing down. Find a better spot for the Expedition Center. I mean, that's a good spot. Probably. Let's see. Makes the workers, have them work on the Expedition Center. Let's just spend some time. Oh, this got finished? New expedition. 3 out of 6. Yeah, the problem is I need more people. Yeah. I think we could nix 2 off of this. Maybe 3? No. No, we should get the medical center. I think we'll just do 3 people. That's all I've got. Okay, inventory. Take enough before heading out. Every day to cover their needs. Okay, so we have 1 day of water. But how long is this gonna last? Speed? Traveling speed. Doesn't say. Well, I'm just gonna do 3 days. 3 people, 3 days. And we'll just send him off. Okay. Close out of that. It's paused on me for some reason. Ah, requires your attention. It's expedition. Mudlands. Is this home? Yeah. That's gonna take 12 hours. Alright. Boy, this music is very post-apocalyptic, much more like industrial and spooky. I'd almost call it kind of uncomfortable, which in some games I'd call that a problem. In this one, I don't think I mind. A messenger arrives at our encampment. It's come on behalf of the remaining bunker dwellers, those who did not elect to explore the outside world with us when supplies began to run low. Tells us that starvation was enough to convince even the most stubborn to venture out into the surface, and that they have already begun migrating in our direction. Yeah, if we're ready. We need the people. I should probably go take a look at home then. I'm just gonna nix this. We desperately are going to need more food. And I'm gonna have that last person start working on a second water extractor. And then water storage. Actually, do we want another water storage? It's cheap enough. Sure. Okay, expedition requires our attention. I'm so glad it just pauses the game and tells me. Mudlands. Long ago, fresh, clean water was so abundant in the area that it could be... that the idea that it could be gone one day was simply inconceivable. Now the whole world is dusty and barren. All places that might have once... Okay, for a second I thought I had a bug on my hand or something. It must have been like a beard hair tickling it. Now the whole world is dusty and barren, and all places that might have once been wet or dry as a bone. Day 2, 11:11. Cracked earth and sand give way to viscous mud as we near the wetlands, making our journey all the more arduous. Before we see any water at all, though, we come across a small old ship, completely beached, lying on its side on dry earth. None of us have any idea how it could have gotten there. Check inside. We spend some time... Yeah, the thing is I gave these characters, like, a ludicrous amount of supplies, so they ain't gonna run out anytime soon. Exploring deeper into the wetlands, a single figure appears on the horizon, coming... Oh, wait. Anything else? Oh, we got 300 scrap from that. Okay, single figure appears over the horizon, coming towards us. Walks on stilts through the mud, and with every step, metallic jingles can be heard from a great sack it carries on its back. Stops before nearing our party, then raises a mud-slathered hand to point at us. Offer some food or scrap. Food! Okay, so gonna take a couple minutes. Pause. Okay. It receives our offering, tucks it away, and then dumps some of its contents of its sack at our feet before moving on. It's a pile of shiny metal scraps. After hours of trudging, we finally reach the center of the wetlands, a tiny pond lined with some thin reeds, the only water we've seen for miles. It's a lonely, depressing sight against the backdrop of the expanse of gray-brown mud, until we notice that some of the water near the reeds actually looks somewhat clear and drinkable. We study the effect that the reeds have on the water, and harvest some samples to bring back home. Okay, slow down a bit. We've completed the research center, so we actually might want to pause for a hot moment. No. Okay, pause game, thank you. Kept bringing up the research center, and I was like, no, stop that. Alright, decreases housing costs, increase the maximum capacity. What else do we have? Stonks. So, decrease scrap costs for the expedition center, number of expedition parties, a number of people. That's there. More people. Faster. Research rating increase might be a good idea. I think these just require time? Let's see. Has everyone else joined me yet? The answer is no. Holy smokes, this person built everything. Oh, output connector. Copper, iron, or plastic? Iron? Plastic. Didn't even notice that. Yeah, I can change that connector. Let's see. So currently we are gaining water. This one's losing it at the moment, but we don't care. As far as our needs go, we're fine. So let's go back to expeditions and pay attention to this. I don't want to go too fast, just in case anything changes. Okay, after... Oh. So we've got one drop at a time. Our morale's still looking good. Here it is. Nope. Dang. Send the party to a free node. Unfortunately, I think the dialogue went away. That's unfortunate. Hopefully that gets fixed for the full release. Because I don't like the fact that the dialogue just auto-advances instantly. But it's such a minor issue, and I'm sure that's not going to be in the full thing. And it doesn't actually affect me at the moment, so I don't need to worry. And yeah, these characters are loaded. As the dust clouds envelop our encampment, work nearly grinds to a halt. Fortunately, those with shelter can ride out the worst of the storm in their makeshift lodgings, but we pity anyone trapped outside as the storm rages on. Is that a problem for my other characters? No, it looks like my travelers can just travel. Expedition is unaffected. Right. That was the thing I was going to do here. We desperately need a medical center. I have no scrap. Oh. I'm gonna minimize that out, and let's go back to harvesting this for a second. We do have one more person. Nope. Don't think I can do too much. Expedition party requires my attention. Campus, a center of learning in the old world. There was once an abundance... Oh, we should pause this. Abundance of... such abundance that people could gather at these places and do nothing except learn all day, for years on end without worrying about securing food or water for themselves. There are no more students there anymore, but maybe it could teach us something. So our expedition finally reaches the outskirts of the campus. The large buildings of cement and glass, though broken and abandoned, seem to us like they could have once encompassed the entire city in their own right. We first come across a large hall that's been recently barricaded shut. After banging on the door, a voice from inside yells back, "Who's there? What should we do?" These people must be fellow survivors. Invite them to our community. We take some time to explain who we are. Okay. After realizing that we mean no harm, the survivors who've barricaded themselves inside the hall seem very interested in joining us. We come across a small grouping of buildings. A cursory pass through some yields. Pass through some yields nothing of value. The cadence there is very important for the meaning. So the pass through some yields nothing of value other than the scraps of faded paper. One partially collapsed structure, though, with a sign out front reading chemical engineering, seems as if it might have some salvageable scrap amongst its rubble. I don't need any scrap at the moment, so I think I can just skip it. Oh, and we have a bunch of people, but we don't have that much food. Or water. I think I'm still gonna skip it. Okay. We finally reached a central area of the university's campus. Some of the buildings that were once multi-story dwellings surround a relatively open rectangular area. Benches, tables, and other amenities lie strewn about, but mostly still intact. It almost looks like it might have been nice to congregate here once long ago. We spent some time thinking about the community that once gathered here. Okay, let's pause and go back home for a hot second. It's not even daytime yet, never mind. Okay. Oh, there it is. So I guess I could have pulled this up. We finally reached a central area of the university's campus. Some buildings that were once multi-story dwellings. Okay, there we go. Organization of the campus quad, paired with some of the valuable amenities we salvage, give us the idea about how we can structure our own communal spaces. We can now research the community center. Okay. So that's how we pass new laws. Do we go to the old farm real quick? Yeah. I think we're going to need food. Survivors arrive. The other survivors from the old bunker arrive, weary from their journey, but glad to find some semblance of respite. We welcome them with friendly faces and open arms, but worry inwardly that our community is growing too large to support itself. Okay, so we have exhausted citizens, dehydrated citizens, starving citizens, and very sick citizens. The big immediate problem that I'm going to have is I have food, I have water. We're going to need more of both pretty quickly. I think I'm going to put 5 of those there. Can I take a look at these guys? How much stuff do they have on them? Oh, they have nothing. We need to head home. They ate all the food really fast. Because there's 9 of them now. 8 of them now. While toiling away at the day's work, we hear a large crash and some howls of pain. We investigate and find a pair of community members have injured themselves in an accident. If only the dangers of our work weren't an unfortunate necessity for our survival. Okay, so we want to go back home briefly. Let's see, medical center. I'd actually put the medical center here. That's not a bad spot. I'll put it here. Okay, 230. How are we doing resource-wise? I've got more water than I've got food. So let's nix those. You done? Yeah. We gotta get this hospital built. Okay, so we've got Wasteland medicine. People are happier, and now we can put maximum on that. And then go back to water. Okay, is everybody here? Yeah, including the expedition. So, one issue, we don't actually have enough housing for everybody. Bush is in the way. Kind of unfortunate. Let's see. Where's some other kind of limitations? Because it seems like this scrap here isn't too much of an issue. I think a couple of people are just going to have to sleep outside. At least we have medical care. Depressed citizens, exhausted citizens. But I think we'll be fine. Yeah, how am I supposed to rest without a house? I'm sorry. So let's take a look at our food. We need more. We've got plenty of water, but I need another berry bush. Oh, good. We have one. I'm just going to need a food storage. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. Hopefully my characters aren't going to starve that quick. A citizen has left. Oh, they can't do that. A citizen has died. Oh. I don't know. Let's go maximum scrap for a hot second. Accounting. Sun's heat has become unbearable. Our unprotected water reserves are evaporating before our eyes. Sight of our invaluable water vanishing so quickly prompts us to take inventory of our remaining resources. Our community comes to a grim realization. Even without the effects of a heat wave, our water is quickly running out. Our time here has suddenly become very limited. We need to think about solutions to these problems and fast. Okay, find a tech that can reduce water consumption. Well, I can't do anything for a hot moment. This is almost done, and I can potentially help. Okay, here's the problem. even with the water issue... Even with the water issue, we are also losing food fast. Let's see. Let me just put this over here. You know how I said this was going to be hard? Okay. We are gaining food. Weather status has changed to normal. Water we are fine water. So here's the thing. I think we are still going to want the water extractor. Input. Oh, wetlands. Converts contaminated water to pure water. Scrap cost. Maximum workers for the extractor. Input, but that's 43. I don't think that's going to give me what I need. Community center. New laws. Might still be a good thing. Okay, water storage. Increase the input and decreases the scrap cost. That doesn't help us too much. So I think I'm going to start researching this. Let's see, do I have 3 people again? Yes. Oh, I'm going to have to wait until we have 150. At least. Okay. Expedition. A little over 300? Yeah, there we go. And then we're fine for at least a little while. So let's do 300 of both. I almost kind of wish I could have split my expedition. But it's fine. Alright, that's the other thing I need to do. Houses. Right at the end of the day. Of course, because I'm a fool. I think, yeah, I'll just keep putting them along the edge. Okay. Citizen has died. Okay, let's pause for a second. So we've done campus. We haven't done the old farm, cemetery, or the zoo. I guess, let's start with the old farm. It's close. Because, yeah, we gotta find that water consumption tech. We've lost, what, 5, 6 people? Ouch. I did say it was hard. Okay. Journey to the old farm starts to drain our energy even before the heat wave hits us. The sun bakes the sand beneath us like an oven, and before long, many of us begin to feel delirious and weak. Our destination is still beyond the horizon, but our map says we can't be too much further. Double rations of water for everyone came prepared for this. I was not aware that it was going to be this bad, but I did bring an amount. Okay, pause. Yeah, unfortunately, I've got a lot of very sick citizens, which is an issue. I think I need more medical centers. Okay, heat is still draining, but fortunately, the extra supplies of drinking water can ward off heat stroke and dehydration. Stories said soil would be the most fertile here, but the ground is cracked dry and covered in dust, sand for miles in every direction. We barely realize that we've arrived at the old farm before we find a half-ruined farmhouse itself. We're exhausted by the journey before we arrive. Rest at the farmhouse. Gonna take a little bit. So I want to go home. We don't have that many people. We do have an amount of scrap, though. Let's see. I'm gonna get a second medical center. Because this is an issue. Considering how many sick people I have, I think we're going to get 3. Oh no. we have any other berry bushes? Well, this farm was very necessary. Let's see, what do we not need? This is the moment. Because I think part of my problem is I have a lot of characters. Let's just skip scrap for a moment. I have a lot of characters that are sick and injured and desperately need help and health. Okay. There's that. Okay, here we go. After searching the farm thoroughly, it becomes clear that almost nothing of value remains for us to find. A few sun-bleached bones lie far in what once were grazing fields, and the wreck of a single tractor is rusted beyond any use. The only saving grace of our expedition is the discovery of a few packets of seeds we find in the farmhouse basement. Okay, so we can now research the farm, which is good. So we have a shopping mall, a fanfare, an amusement park, cemetery, and zoo. I don't have a whole lot of supplies as a result of everything, so I'm gonna head for the shopping mall. I don't know about rationing. Okay. Let's see, but we can construct a farm. Water extractor, food storage. How do I construct a farm? Unless they have it in their inventory. And they're also exhausted. You know what? Screw it. Just go home. Because it's about the same distance to go. It's not great. Wells deplete. Our water extractors are rapidly depleting the two shallow wells. A pall descends over our settlements as everyone truly begins to understand the urgency of our situation. Until we find a new source of water, all we have left to drink are rapidly dwindling reserves. Planning ahead. Local resources are running out. Find a way out of this valley. Okay. Nope. I suppose they have no choice. Find a way out of the valley. So we are not totally out. This one's gone. Or almost gone. 10 hours left of water. That one is not. We did have the reeds. And there's a lot of scrap, but that's it. I was thinking this would be a no-go situation. This kind of feels do or die at this moment. I'm just gonna max out the medical centers just to see if I can solve the slight epidemic. But I think the real answer is we're reliant on these guys. I get the distinct feeling this might be one of those where what you do early on is you just send out an expedition party, you barely even have resources. Like, any people doing anything, you don't even recruit anybody if you can. And you mostly just try and grab as many locations as possible. Maybe not even recruit the people from this expedition. I don't know. Just as the mole appears to us over the horizon, one of our party members doubles over, falling to the ground. He's clearly in immense pain and seems to be holding a specific spot on his abdomen. Someone mentions he's struggling to keep pace with the rest of the expedition earlier. Set up a small camp. Maybe there's something inside that's hurting them. Maybe we can remove it. Okay. Remove a small piece of black tissue from the afflicted and stitch them up before they lose too much blood. He seems stable for now. We'll let him rest for a while. He can catch up to us later. Moments after entering the mall, we see that human remains are scattered nearly everywhere throughout its interior. Many corpses seem to be clutching brightly colored clothes. Leather shoes and other trinkets still in perfect condition next to their decaying bodies. Let the dead lie. I think it was a plague. Okay, here's the water distribution system. So I don't think this is planning ahead, unfortunately, for me. Okay, well, we've got rationing now. There we go. Let's see, we come upon a kiosk. Let's see. Okay, it's important to ensure the little water we have left back home doesn't go to waste. We can now research a water distribution system. We still don't have a way out of the valley, though, which is an issue. I think I'm going to head for the Science Museum. Oh, but they are running low on resources. They're out of water. Okay, now they have to go home. More citizens have died. This is freaking bleak, man. Refugees arrive. Another group of survivors arrives at our encampment wanting to join our community. Tells a group of vicious bandits raided their camp and destroyed everything. Fortunately, they managed to flee. After wandering some time, nearly starving, they spotted the smoke rising from the fires of our settlement. Oh. I hate this decision. Because here's the thing. We're losing. I could have used those people, but extra mouths to feed are brutal. You know how I said this game was depressing? It's depressing. It is. This is legitimately, I think, oh gosh, did we just lose our entire science squad? Let's max it out for the time being. That can help us. Yeah, I'm just losing people left and right. I guess this is where I'm supposed to specifically have the... Where are the reeds? It feels like there's tech that I should have. Oh, I can research it. But that converts water to food. Yeah, it feels like an incredibly well-stocked adventuring party early to grab everything. I don't know how to do this, though. Okay. New expedition. I mean, the sad thing is... No, we should still have 3. Okay, then I'm just gonna have to send them out. Because what else are we going to do? Unfortunately, I think just this is going to wreck me. I'm gonna head for the Science Museum because I'm going to hope. I'm gonna hope that'll have the information that I need. But I think for the most part, boy, I think I'm just gonna have to suffer my way through this and probably lose. I think I have lost not quite half my population at this point, but for everybody I gain, I feel like I lose 2 more, and that's rough. That's real rough. At least we got these... A lot of them are also just leaving for reasons. I feel like leaving... I feel like leaving needs more of a specific reason. Starving, I guess, is an issue. But even then, I feel like what should happen is your morale drops. Then people start leaving. Because morale right now is very high. And it feels kind of odd that people are just bailing on me constantly. Carefully step past the broken glass of the entrance and see a small room near the entryway labeled with a sign reading gift shop. Completely ransacked save for a small box in one corner. The words special gift are scrawled sloppily on the wall above. I like save? Let's just save scum. Perfect. Special gift sounds bad. Have someone open the box. Okay, rain. Well, that's a blessing. Yeah, box explodes. Oh. Well, I cannot load. Loading is illegal. I guess we are, just committed to this. That sucks. Continuing further, hear echoes of voices coming from deeper within. Okay. Unthreatening band of survivors. Some were injured, fought off a gang of bandits. Join our community. Okay. The Worka Tower. Collects contaminated water from the surrounding area during night hours. Oh, well, that's nice. And super handy. Now, we've unfortunately got 8. So, just have this crew come back. Still haven't found a way out of the valley, but that might be something that I have to do later. At least we have some means of getting water here. And food? We just need more water. Actually, hold up. Maybe that's fine at this point. Okay, food storage. I'm gonna just destroy this building. It's not doing me any good anyway. We've got a couple of people here. And we got this. Start researching. We did get the water thing. We need the Worka Tower. 11 hours. Oh. I just keep losing all of the people running these. I think part of the problem is half of my people are in medical care, probably due to bad water, which is causing issues. We are also losing things per day. I think just people coming back will solve my problems. We also should get some more resources for them being here. There we go. Okay. Two more. I think I'm just gonna put them in the medical center. And I could use the water distribution. I'm just gonna build it here. Unfortunately, yeah, too many of my people are in medical care because of bad water, which is causing issues. What do we nix? Hate to do it. We need that Worka Tower. Two citizens have died. Oh, come on. Give me a break. I think I needed to have researched the reeds much sooner and actually get them down. That seems to be what's killing my population. And I'm not going to say we're in a death spiral at the moment, but we are getting there. And yeah, water-wise, we are just barely below. And people are mad. Bandit Scout. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I think at this point, confiscate his rations. Okay, putting down roots. 2 days. Research farm. Build farm. Oh my god, we just have so many things. Increase rations. Do nothing. Characters are unhappy. See, this is the stuff. I wish the characters, half of my characters hadn't been leaving this entire time. Oh, we've lost. Look at the Worka Tower. Water loss. Okay. I'm just gonna throw up my hands. These are things that I should have done a long time ago. Unfortunately, we were in so much of a death spiral that I just couldn't do it. I think the thing that killed me, kind of, sort of, on this run, was the fact that I recruited those 6 extra people in that initial zone. If they had specifically been able to split off from my expedition crew and then continue on home and not ate all of my food, I could have at least gotten like 2 or 3 more structures. And so if I hadn't recruited them, everything else probably would have been maybe okay, because I could have used the extra people, but I also lost very precious research exploration time, and I had to waste a lot of time on that. and got the farm too late. I think I could have been a little faster on some of these, but I don't know. Either way, like I said at the very beginning of this video, absolutely brutal game. But I can also see it being very appealing for people that like to optimize their gameplay and survive and so on and so forth. But the fact that I'm down to 1 bush and I don't even have the farm researched, and that's going to take how long? 9 hours. It's going to take a full work day, and we don't even have that because I can't tell my characters to research throughout the night. It's something I do wish I could do, is like an all hands on deck, like holy shit, don't stop. I also feel like the character is getting a little sick from water. I understand that is a problem, but the fact that I've lost, like, as far as I can tell, half of my population to just being in the medical tents is also brutal, and I should have mitigated that by getting the reads much sooner. I think I didn't realize I had to research them first, and then also I was too busy worrying about, like, getting water and some other things, and so now I know how to do this. I think I'd be able to do it a little bit better. I think the other thing would have been to maybe have 2 expedition groups, but even then, I don't know, considering the mortality rate and all of my characters leaving. Ugh. For now, though, if you... I guess before I go anywhere else with this, I should mention... don't get distracted. I guess... should mention that Homeseek is going to be available as part of the next fest. It's already available now if you guys want to play the demo. I guess you join the playtest is the answer, from what I can tell. Oh no, there's the playtest and there's the demo. This is a thing listed for multiplayer. Multiplayer mode will offer you the chance to compete against other players to determine the ultimate survivor. This is gonna have multiplayer. I had no idea. That sounds interesting and brutal, and boy, I can just see it being almost kind of sad quest where everybody's just like, I'm suffering worse. And just complaint fest amongst a bunch of friends. And then the one guy who knows what they're doing is just like, yeah, I'm doing great. And then everybody is mad at them. It'd be cool if you could actually trade between places. Like, specifically you had like 3 different settlements working together to explore and grab resources and whatnot. But I think they want to keep that difficulty level. And yeah, sure, why not? Whatever sinks their sand ship. There we go. But is neat. It's not for the faint of heart, but it does, I guess in that it makes it interesting for anybody that loves that kind of like really brutal colony builder. And it looks like there's a fair bit of tech too. Like, I'm looking at the, I'm just gonna bring you guys to display capture. It looks like there's a fair bit of technology you can get in a lot more events and things. So I think once you get used to it and once you get everything else working, this ain't bad at all. But boy, the early couple hours are shockingly brutal. It does also look like you go somewhere new, because these are like water purification plants and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, and I think it even gets cleared downriver, maybe because these are purifying it in some way. Or maybe I'm just misinterpreting that screenshot. But it seems like once you really learn how to master this game, it probably gets a lot easier. And I don't want to say more fun, but a smoother experience all told. So, I guess with all that said, one last thank you to Traptix and Iterative Collective for sponsoring this video. It was very kind of you. And it was grueling. Normally I say it was a ton of fun, but this was a bad time, but in a good way. I think that's the best way I can put it. But I guess with that, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I've got tons to check out and show off. Well, with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.